Annie, we are on the heels of just completing one of what I think one of our best productions in the musical world in seventh grade. We started back in February and we just concluded last week. And what a wonderful time we had. Certainly, there are some points that we'd like to share with you as we prepare and how we go through the makings of what we consider one of the stepping stones in the upper school musical world. As we reflect on the musical, on this production, all the components it takes to create this, Powhatan embraces cross curriculum. And what is, before we even can go on the stage, the art department, the setting of the set work is part of what the children have to experience. Their input, Mr. Royston's guidance, of course, but they have to build, share, break down every piece and part of what's going to make that musical happen once we get on the stage. Now, granted, the parts don't begin coming down until about a month before the show, but they spend so much time in rotation between the musical part of it, between the stage part of it, and the set building part. And as we do all of this, what's another important aspect, beginning stages of this production, is the practice. The practice portion, practicing lines, understanding how to deliver a line. And when you're in real time on stage, the delivery of that line sometimes changes. And so we have to guide the body, guide the mind to change perspective, even if it changes the next day. You say a phrase the same way or differently the next day, it goes, it works. But that practice on stage is so very important. So one of the most beautiful things about Powhatan School is theater, and the importance of theater a part of every child's life here at the school, whether you're in pre-K all the way through grade 8. It seems to be a lost art genre in many places, but Powhatan embraces the entire child, and as an artist, we are appreciative for that. In my continued studies and readings through certain articles, there are some thoughts that are shared with us, and we support them wholeheartedly. And one revolves around the use of electronics. And what we see in this day and age is that young people are so attached to their phones, and the use of theater production gives them another outlet where we cannot use their electronic, we cannot use your phone. And so it forces them to make this contact, communication with one another that just taps into an entire different part of what the phone just does not bring out of them. So we are now using the body, the mind, the soul, communication with each other. And it's something that electronics does not teach us how to do. So these children have to learn how to make direct eye contact a little more, learn how to experience people's body language and react to it, learn how to feed off of it. And certainly, as another means, learn how to escape and being self-aware of a different character and transformation. Another point in some of these articles that we've discovered is about the role playing and how these children have to transform into someone else. In particular, the show is Annie, of course, and we have our main person, Annie herself, took the initiative to actually dye her hair red. And what that does mentally for the character and for the person, mentally transforms their idea and mind and thoughts to the actual person of Annie. So she becomes not herself, she becomes a whole different person. And she did it earlier in that week. And so what that does, as soon as the lights attack or come towards her on that stage. She's no longer who we know her to be from everyday life. She now is becoming a character. And this place allows children to escape. This can be a place where they release any cares that they might have, just even for a brief moment. So they become these characters, enjoy the personality of these characters, whatever it takes for them to do that. They execute it. And it takes plenty of practice to do that, plenty of role playing, going back and forth with each other, understanding personalities, and executing them before we're able to execute on stage. And so this too supports a lot of what we do here on theater and in here at the Powhatan School.